thought, why not speak about Indian blood donors and how it is different from other social initiatives in the country, how we built it differently and how it has been built with passion. As I speak to you, a patient may be critically ill. Whether he lives or dies depends on whether a unit of blood of the right type is available. India is facing an acute shortage of blood. People have to run from pillar to post for a unit of blood in their own city or some other city where they go for treatment. At times, a patient dies for want of blood, and at times, people are exploited, as you will see in the video. This is a clipping shown on NDTV where
and a blood racket was busted by the Lucknow police today. 6 people were arrested and police suspect that blood from animals could have been mixed with human blood. They are now investigating the case and samples have been sent for testing.
Packets of blood that was never tested for HIV and could be adulterated, now recovered by the police from this gang that was supplying for the last 1 year to the entire city of Lucknow. Those desperate for blood were charged 1,400 rupees for every unit. And what's worrying is that this blood has been sold to more than 1 lakh people in the city.
इनका मोटा सप्लाई ये था कि पहले वो किसी से भी ब्लड लेते थे, वो किसी भी स्रोत से हो सकता है और बगैर ये चेक किए हुए कि HIV पॉजिटिव है या ये किस ग्रुप का है, आपको जिस लेवल का ब्लड चाहिए ये उसको तैयार करके आपको दे देते थे.
About 80 packets of blood and plasma were recovered by the police. Also, they have been stamped by the seal of the medical college. They also have labels of the medical college, raising suspicions that even doctors could be involved in this racket.
कई संजगह में पुलिस हम उनके साथ है.
and there are times where people are imprisoned in farms. Blood is drawn from them and sold in the hospitals. If you read this book on the Trail of Blood Money by Scott Carney, you will come to know about all the different types of things going on in the hospitals. My journey started in 1994. My grandmother was admitted in a hospital. She was in coma. One night, while I was with her, there was a huge racket in the hospital. Relatives of a patient were bashing up a resident doctor. When I intervened, the patient said, "ये doctor ने मेरी बीवी को मार डाला." When I asked the doctor what had happened, he told me that the lady's hemoglobin count was low. The people were asked to get 2 units of blood from the blood bank. When I asked the patients, why did you not get the 2 units of blood? They said, we are from a village. When we went to the blood bank said to get 2 donors. We could not get any donors as we knew nobody in the city, and the patient died. Life went on. My grandmother passed away. Life went on. Fast forward in 1999, a very well-known friend in Nagpur, very well-known in the society, needed O negative blood for a vendor. I tried, visited a few blood banks, could not help him. Somehow he managed a unit of blood. He wanted another unit of blood after a few days, could not get the blood. The patient passed away. This got me thinking as to what must be happening to thousands of patients growing from villages to big cities for treatment. What must be happening to cancer patients who need a lot of blood? What must be happening to patients suffering from sickle cell and thalassemia who require frequent blood transfusions? What must be happening to them? Where they must be going to get blood? And I thought that I must do something about it. But what? I did not know. 1999 was the dot-com era, everybody and each and everybody was making a big website and earning crores of rupees. I just started using the internet. There was a cafe in BCA, and I just learned the internet, and I used to browse websites. Then sitting one day, I realized that I could use the power of the net to bridge the gap between a donor and a patient. But I am not a tech whiz or a technical guy. I did not know how to go about it, but I knew that I could use this medium to bridge the gap. So we made a website. A website was launched. We pooled in our resources, all the resources what we had, and we started a website on the 20th of March 2000. I thought that we will have thousands of donors registering on the website. We put a small ad in the Hitwad, which cost us 5,000 rupees. Not a single donor registered. Life went on. I started calling up all the hospitals and blood banks in the country, telling them that we had such a website. We got a break on the 26th of January when the Gujarat earthquake happened. There were only two channels of that time. One was Z News and other was Aaj Tak. So when I saw the destruction in Gujarat, I immediately called up Z News and I told them that I have a website like this. A lot of blood will be required in Gujarat. Why don't you put up a scroll? They said yes, we will do it. Within the 5 minutes, Z News ran a scroll. Blood donors wishing to donate blood should register on indianblooddonors.com. Within 15 minutes, our servers crashed. We had so many donors registering from all over the country. Finally, people who were airlifted from Bhuj to Armed Forces Medical College, Pune, our Pune donors were contacted and they donated blood. Slowly our site started getting noticed. People started writing, the press started writing about us. The effort which was started was not an NGO. We were not an NGO. We were just a couple, me and my wife. We started this initiative with our own funds, and by the time 2001, all our money was gone. We needed something for sustenance. This is going to be my main point of talk today, sustenance, revenue model, which nowadays a lot of IIM students and management institutes talk about. So, I needed a sponsorship of 2,000 rupees per month to pay my phone bills, to pay my internet bills, to pay my hosting charges, XYZ. So there was a write-up in Outlook and 2 or 3 companies approached us. Finally, one company decided that they would sponsor us. And this guy, when he called me up, he said, yes, we will give you 24,000 rupees per annum. But he had a long list. The buts. You have to do this for us, you have to do this for us, you have to give us your donor database so that we can use it commercially to sell our products. And I said no, I will not do it. Then this guy, I am really grateful to that guy. Till today, I think of him quite often and I talk about him in every talk wherever I go. He made a statement. He said, you can't do good work without money. And I replied back to him, sir, I will prove to you that good work can be done without money. That's it. That was my statement. And I stood by it. I said, I am not going to go out and beg for money. I am not going to go to any organization telling them I need donations. I am not going to go anywhere. Now, people will come to me. And I will see to it that people join the movement and help this movement grow. The first stop was in Delhi. We were in Delhi for BBC World wanted to cover us. So we had gone in 2001 to Delhi. So we went to the company which was hosting our servers. And I just wanted to thank them for the help they gave us during the Gujarat earthquake when our servers crashed. So when I went and met the owner of the company, he said, Mr. Pocha, how can we help you out? I said, sir, can you give us hosting? He said, we will give you dedicated hosting. We will give you dedicated hosting till and it will be free. It will be free of cost for you. So that was the first thing which was offered to us free of cost. Our hosting was taken care of. Then we came back and we said, chalo, hosting is taken care of. Now what about our telephone bills? We had bills of about 16,000 pending with me. See, here I am trying to show to you that when your intent is nice, when your intentions are nice, the world conspires to help you out. When your intentions are pure, I never wanted to make money out of this. I never wanted to, as people say, they make social enterprises. The social entrepreneur word has come up. Where everybody, they've screwed up the word, to be very honest. They are making money out of it. Each and everybody wants to make money out of it. They say social enterprises cannot be successful without a revenue model. I have proved them wrong. And I will show it to you how I have proved them wrong. Suddenly I got a mail, I had bills worth 16,000 rupees, and my wife said, Kushu, how are you going to pay these bills? Because I come from a very, very middle class family. I said, let's see what happens. Suddenly I get a mail from a guy from California. They were a group known as Ekjut. And they were young students studying there, contributing $50 every month, and they would take up projects in India and send that money to those projects. So says, sir, we have selected you and we would like to give you 16,500 rupees, or you can use it for whatever you. And that was the exact amount I needed to pay my telephone bills. This is just one of the examples. They said, we will also like to sponsor stickers for you. Because we used to send out stickers all over the country to people who would just like to paste the sticker and create awareness about the helpline. So they sent me some money for the stickers, we got the stickers printed. After some time, we started sending the stickers, our website started growing, people started benefiting from the helpline, a lot of lives were saved. Suddenly a lady from Nagpur, Sanjay Arora knows that lady. She called me up one day and she said, I am a donor on your website. That I would tell you the name of the lady, but she's asked me, she wants to be anonymous. She told me, Kushu, I am a donor on your website from Nagpur. I would like to have some stickers because we distribute free stickers. I said, yes, madam. At that moment, I had only 4 stickers left. And out of that, 1 sticker was torn. So she said, I have just got a call from Lifeline Blood Bank and I am going to donate blood out there. I said, okay madam, I will come over there and give you the stickers. So when I went to see the stickers, I gave her those 4 stickers and she saw that 1 sticker was torn. I didn't say anything to her because I had decided, I'm not going to ask anything. If the world wants, if nature wants to help me out, if nature wants that this initiative should go ahead, it will take care of its own. So when I gave her the stickers, he said, Kushu, you need stickers? I said, yes ma'am. She said, I'll get 25,000 stickers printed for you. Within the span of next 10 days, she had 25,000 stickers printed for me. And she sent it to my home. Nature's working again. Now 25,000 stickers to aa gaye. Now I need stamps to send them. I said, where am I going to get the stamps? I said, impossible. Now nature is not going to help me out. After a week, I get a call from a person who's used the helpline for a parent. He says, Mr. Pocha, you send these stickers all over the country. I would like to donate some stamps for you. How many stamps do you need every month? I said, roughly about 1,500 rupees. I need stamps for 1,500 rupees. He said, I will send you stamps worth 1,500 rupees tomorrow. I said, okay sir, thank you very much. Next day, after 3 days, I get a speed post from him where he sends me a draft of 18,000 rupees taking care of my stamps which I need to send everywhere for the whole year. Again, nature takes care. Life goes on, miracles happen every day. 2007, I'm invited to IIM Ahmedabad to talk to their social entrepreneurship. There is a fair, and the students had asked me to come and give a talk about IBD. When I talk over there, during the Q&A session, a student gets up and tells me, "Sir, you made a website, good. When they need blood, they can access your website. But people can't access your website in an emergency. When they are in hospital, when the doctor tells the patient, you need get 2 donors. Where will they go searching for an internet cafe?" He told me one sentence which changed IBD. He said, "You reach the classes, not the masses." And I agreed with him. I came back to Nagpur and I started thinking. One day I was watching the India and Pakistan cricket match, and my wife told me, "यार बस दिन भर टीवी देखते रहते हो, कुछ घर का भी काम करो." She said, "Go and get some groceries." So I went out, went out to buy some groceries, and I wanted to know the score. So I sent out a text SMS. When I sent out the text SMS, I got the score. So I realized if I can get the cricket score on my mobile, why can't I get the donor's number? So we launched the service. We got a number, a very good number, 5676775, from a guy who leased us this code for 1500 rupees. He said, "You're doing very good work. This number is free for you. Just give me 1500 rupees." Within a week, this system was such a hit in the Indian and the international media that this guy got greedy. And after some time he calls me up and says that you will have to pay at least 50,000 rupees per annum for this number. I said, "Sorry, I'm not going to do that." I discontinued the service, and we bought our own SIM from Airtel, and we started our own service where people could just send an SMS on 966550000. It was a system which we built at home, where donors could where patients could get connected to. It was a local SMS, and we built this system. Before launching this system, I did not think about what would be the cost involved. The day we were going to launch the system, suddenly I realized that I needed to send out 1 lakh SMSs to my registered donors, which was nearing about 35,000. I said I would need at least to send them 1 lakh SMSs, which again is going to cost me 40,000 rupees, 50 paisa per SMS through this number. And I did not sleep the whole night. I did not have the means, I did not have the money. Next day morning, when I got up and I was going through the papers, suddenly I see Airtel launches 50,000 SMSs in rupees 99. Another miracle, another place where nature helps us. So we started using the system. Suddenly I realized that there were 5-hour power cuts in Nagpur. Huge power cuts. I said, if this is going to my crux, this is my heart of my helpline, if there are going to be 5-hour power cuts, how am I going to run this system? I needed a power backup. So I asked a friend, what would be a cost of a power backup? He said 22,000 rupees battery and inverter. Again, I did not have this. 3 days down the line, I get a mail from a person in Australia who I don't know. He's seen our work. He says, he's a orthopedic surgeon in Australia, and he says, "I've seen your work. I would like to contribute something towards your cause. I'm sending you a money transfer through Western Union. Please go and collect it." I said, "Thanks a lot." When I go and collect that amount, went to GPO to collect that amount equaled 22,000 rupees, what I needed for my power backup. Again, I'm telling you, I'm stressing the requirement, there is something wrong. SMSs that are coming in are not so many. Why? Suddenly we started seeing the trend that the SMS formatting was wrong. People would not know how to send an SMS. And suddenly somebody suggested, why didn't you go the IVRS way? I said, yeah, that is a very big expenditure. I talked to some professionals in the IVRS sector and they said this system will cost you 2 lakhs. Then one day I was in Ahmedabad addressing, gathering, it's known as Moved by Love. I was talking to the people out there. And in the corner there was a guy listening to me very intently. After the talk was over, he came up to me, he said, Kushru, I would like to offer you something for free. He said, I run a company known as Awaz De. His name is Neil Patel. He is the founder of Awaz De. He is a Stanford graduate. He said, I would like to offer you something free of cost. I said, what? He said, I would like to offer you a free line, IVRS helpline for your setup, where people can call up in their language, their local language, and they can get connected to a donor. I said, okay. I said, but I told them, wherever somebody comes up and says, I tell them, I cannot do anything for you. And second, there will be no contract between us. It will be trust, it will be based on trust. He said, okay. And we set up this helpline. Then we needed to record the radio prompts, For the complete setup, we needed a professional studio where the prompts could be recorded. So I said, chalo, by that time Facebook was quite, so we had a page, we had quite a lot of followers, we put up on that page. Needed an RJ to record prompts. So immediately in 7 minutes, we got a reply from RJ Karishma. She runs a radio station in Dallas, USA. And I would do the prompts in Hindi and English, free of cost for Indian blood donors. We got the prompts done and the helpline was launched. Today, 0796190, you can save this number. We have two in English and Hindi, where people can call this number and get connected to donors in their city. As they say, ye dil mange more. Suddenly, TRI had come up with these guidelines of not sending more than 100, 200 SMSs. But our requests were coming in and a lot of SMSs were being used. So we had fear of being blocked. But luckily, we had 079 to sustain, so we had 2 pipes into the system. I thought, अगर कोई SMS code, short code दे दे free of cost, तो मजा आ जाएगा. Within a week, we got a mail from Innos Technologies. Innos is a very well-known name in India today. They are being touted as the Google of India, where you don't need internet to access. Their founder wrote to me, we are ready to offer you a free keyword on our short code 55444, and you will be connected to all the operators in the country at no cost. I told them, I can't give you anything. They said, accept it. I said, there will be no contract between us, there will be only trust. They said, accept it. So this was the second tie-up which a major company, I should say the third tie-up with a major company in India without money. We tied up with India because they gave us the keyword blood on 55444. Whenever you need blood donor, just SMS blood on 55444 and you will be connected to donors in your city. Now, people said, you don't have a mobile app. We ensured that we catered to the bottom of the pyramid first because those people needed more help. This was the last on our priority list. We needed a mobile app. We were connected by Mindstorm Software, who developed a mobile app on Android, because I'm told Android is the much used platform on mobile phones today. App was developed. So today we have 4 systems. We have 96655, we have an IVRS helpline, we have a SMS helpline, we have an Android phone, a complete system working on Indian blood donors, sponsored by, made possible without money. Now we wanted to, there were times when we could not take care of blood requests. because a lot of blood would be required by cancer patients, and we did not have the donors in that particular city. So I thought, what if we integrate with some big Facebook communities? So we wrote to one or two communities, and two of them are very prominent. I'm sure many of you know about them. So they agreed. So we have Indian Army fans, which has more than 1 crore of people, and I'm proud to be an Indian, which has about 2 crore fans on the community. So today, whenever we require blood, we flash a request to them, and within 10 to 15 minutes, they get as many donors as required. We've partnered with Gram Vani. We wanted to do voice broadcasts. So this is an IIT Delhi incubator started by Dr. Aditeshwar Seth, who teaches at IIT Delhi. So they have partnered with us for voice broadcasts to people whenever blood is required. So voice broadcasts are made. And of course, Nagpur First has been is a partner in saving lives. So these are our partners. Action for India is an initiative which has been started by Mr. Sam Petroda. We selected 100 social innovators from across the country in 5 different sectors, and we are one of them. So they support us by connecting us with people. So my punchline is, when you really want something, the whole universe conspires in helping you achieve it. Indian Blood Donors today is not an organization, not an NGO since 1999. It's an individual effort. It has 50,000 blood donors. We get about 1,800 requests for blood every month. At an average, 15 new donors sign up every day, and we spend only 4,000 rupees per annum to run a pan-India initiative which saves thousands of lives. I've proved that CEO of that company wrong, that you need money to do good work. So the reason I have told you this, my stress was every individual can make a difference in society. Every individual has the power to make a difference. Be kind to someone, help someone out. You don't need money to do good work. Mother Teresa, she has centers all over the world. Till today, whenever you go to a missionaries of charity, they will never ask you for anything. It is the principle. Then when he wishes, it will come to us. They never go out and ask. So that is my principle. That whenever nature wishes, help will come. And it does come. Thank you very much.